everywhere. If politics is everywhere, I think that was one of the first claims of the feminists, that politics is not just in the in the voting arena or something, or taking over of power in a direct way, but politics is everywhere. So yes, there is politics in translation, and it is a huge subject. So I'll only touch on a few things. First of all, of course, translation, if I may say so, if I can make such a big claim on behalf of translation, is the central metaphor of the world. And those who have studied English literature, who can forget that immortal line from Midsummer Night's Dream? One character saying to Bottom, Bottom, thou art translated. He becomes an ass, a human being who has this head of a donkey. So, yes, even human beings can be translated, things can be translated. Well, if you think, an entire culture can be translated. So, and in fact, this is the vein in which one of the most influential, powerful voices of world literature, Salman Rushdie, he frequently referred to himself as a translated human being. So he was talking about migration, the experience of being a migrant who is translated. So if you think of translation and some other allied activities, transfer, dislocation, participation in more than one culture, then you can see already the politics of it, because politics is intertwined with culture and social life, with religion. And if we start with religion, I think we can think back to the times of, not that I know a great deal about it, Germany, Martin Luther, who started translating the Bible from the original Latin into German. And then that was not simply a kind of neutral act. He wanted, this was German nationalism. The growth of the German language was made possible by the translations of Luther. Okay, the hegemony of Latin, the hegemony of the so-called classical languages, the rise of the vernaculars, and the great Krishnakanta Hendik, who was Vice Chancellor of Guwahati University, internationally renowned writer. He has this essay called Onubadra Katha, and he was pointing to the resurrection of local languages through translation, and he talked about Serbian nationalism, which was enabled by translation. And this is something that one can go on and on, and I think I agree with Maria also that translation, only in the very basic and naive sense can it be seen as a bridge between cultures. Yes, that is all right, fine. But then, if you look at the motives, the compulsions behind translation, for instance, William Jones, the British who colonized, he also referred to colonialism. When they colonized India, translation was one of their stratagems. It was a tool. They decided what should be translated, both ways. And William Jones, for instance, talked about the glorious past of India. So certain kinds of ancient texts can be translated. But at the same time, he pointed out that the present past of India is debased. India has fallen. So they put people the Indians in their places. They were the ones who were deciding what kinds of texts should be translated. And so there has always been politics in translation, and in a country like India, certain languages get primacy. Assamese, of late, of course, it's nice to see that there are voices emerging. People are writing in English directly, but also texts by certain writers are getting translated, but not all writers. So unless there is a lot of networking and all that, many voices remain unheard. So that is also politics, but maybe we can again pick up these issues. We can go.